Welcome to Chuck Show. He's about to show you how to grow. Welcome to Chuck Show. He's about to show you how to grow. Welcome to Chuck Show. He's about to show you how to grow. Welcome to Chuck Show. He's about to show you how to grow. How to grow.
Hey, hola, my friends. I hope all is fine and well with you and yours. Well, my name's Charles, and I'd like to welcome you to Together We Grow's aquaponic, hydroponic, and traditional solar-powered gardens. Now, today's a really awesome day because I'm showing. I always like to show you guys how I build stuff. I always like to tell you guys how nutritious the plants are. But one thing that I don't really show you guys enough of is harvesting. Hey, chickens! I don't know if you can hear those guys over there in the cuts. Well, harvesting is a major part of your gardens, because we are dealing with your sustainable gardens, because we are dealing with such a limited amount of space. We want to keep the footprint as clear as possible. Before we go any further, if you haven't already done so, please subscribe. Click that little button below, click that bell so you can be right on point, right on top of things as soon as we make our next video. So I'm not really going to do excuse me, too much talking through this one. I want you guys to really just enjoy and absorb the serenity of the garden, the sounds of the running water, the chickens. And in this little space, I'm actually going to do some harvesting from the aquaponics garden, some harvesting from the tunnels on the back fence, as well as some harvesting from the tray right over here. So before I get the harvesting, each one I'm going to tell you the sizes of the grow beds and of the grow areas so that you can see what you can actually possibly do in a small space. Remember, what we do here is we're trying to show what you can do if you have a limited amount of space, a limited amount of resources. There's still no reason that you can't garden. You can make it happen. So without any further ado, we're going to start off with let's start off with harvesting some collard greens. Hold on a second. Enjoy the sounds of the garden. Please enjoy the harvest. Here is our first part of our harvest. This is a bunch of collard greens, actually called a bunch. If you watch our earlier videos, I'll tell you why these are called a bunch. And these take up approximately 1 square inch in the grow bed. So this took up approximately 1 square inch in the grow bed. Now go ahead and get these set on a table. Let's keep going. Over here we have a smaller variety of green. We're going to go ahead and harvest this. Once again, this takes up about 1 inch of space in the grow bed. And I want to reiterate, when it comes to aquaponics and sustainable gardening, property is everything. Footprint is everything. So you want to limit the footprint as much as possible. Let's get to chopping. Please enjoy the sounds of the garden while I'm over here doing this. And for those who may be wondering, yes, these are final harvests for these plants. So this will be it for these guys. I'll be removing them after this. And many of you actually watched us start these babies from seeds. So yeah, you got as much a connection to these beautiful plants as we do. That's what I love about it. That's the beauty to gardening. Well, one of the many beauties to gardening. I think one of the best parts is coming out here and honestly just enjoying the sounds. Regardless of what size of garden you have, nature's always out there, nature's abundant. Try to attract the nature to your yard. You'll have a much more successful and a much more happier time with gardening. At least that's how I feel. So this one, I'm not even going to do all of this in real time because I just be here for a while. This one is growing very, very aggressively. And when it comes to storing these, please check out our earlier videos. I'll show you guys a really neat way that we store these with the bags that we use. You can find them in any box store, but there are also ways that you can naturally preserve these. Let's see, we'll just take a few more down, because I don't want to take up too much of your folks' good time. It is a beautiful Saturday out here. There we go. Now, like I said, that's about an inch from the grow bed. It takes up about an inch in the grow bed. You can actually see the base of it right about there. We're going to take these, we're going to go ahead, set these on the table. I'll be right back. Well, next up, we're going to take care of some of this delicious chard. And just to point out the difference again between Swiss chard and rainbow chard, you go by the stem. This nice creamy texture of the stem, this is Swiss chard. You'll notice it's nice, it's white, it's shiny, and I can already tell this is going to taste delicious. You'll notice there's a difference between this and the rainbow chard, because the rainbow chard actually has a colored stem, and there is a taste, the color profile. I have noticed a difference. This is much milder and smoother, and the rainbow chard has a much more robust and just a punchier flavor to it. You'll notice that when you eat them. But I also wanted to show you something really cool about our Swiss chard while we're over here harvesting this. You guys see these little bite marks right up here? These things? These are from true goldfinches, not the lesser goldfinches where you can see a little bit of gold in the plumage, but true goldfinches, just gorgeous, like boom, looks like gold coins on the skin, on the feathers, man. And I come to find out that they like chard because they can actually, the nutrients in this plant actually helps bring out the color in the birds, in their wings. Now, how dope is that? Yeah, pretty cool, right? You learn a little bit, you learn a lot of it, you learn something, but it doesn't really matter unless you share it, because together we grow. Now, I'm not going to drag you guys through all of the Swiss chard plants, but just on that one, you have our Swiss chard. And this Swiss chard takes up about 2 inches around in circumference in the space in the grow bed. Because once again, aquaponics, space is everything. Space is everything. So give me a second. Let's get on to our next plant. Okay guys, so we're over on the other side now. I just harvested a little bit more rainbow chard. Oh, check this out. I noticed that when I come out here in the morning, because I always say, guys, pay attention, try to pay attention to the wildlife that you have out here, because it's not here in spite of you. It's out here trying to hang with you. It loves what you're doing in the garden as well. So this morning, I actually noticed that every time I come out here in the morning, I do have a resident hummingbird that likes to come by and say hi. They chat. They chat. Did you know that certain indigenous people believe that hummingbirds are actually the spirits of warriors? So when they do come to your yard, it's a sign of revere, it's a sign of acceptance, and it really is a sign of positivity. So I like to keep that in mind, like talking to little warriors whenever they come through the yard, give them something to drink so that they hang out. But without any further ado, we are going to harvest some rainbow chard. Which you may notice, rainbow chard does get noticeably larger than Swiss chard. The leaves are a lot thinner, the leaves are a lot longer. So also notice, let me take one of these stems down. Now milky white, and this rainbow chard, it's a lesser color, lesser shade of a lighter green. But we're gonna go ahead and get these guys harvested and put them in a pile. I'm not sure, let me see if I can turn this down so you can see the base on it. Not sure if you can see that, but right here, this is about a 3-inch in diameter space, that in circumference space that this plant is taking up. So let's go ahead and get some of these trimmed down. And while I'm doing this, please enjoy the sounds of the garden, the gardens. I know our chickens are showing out today. They're loving the attention. Now, especially when it comes to plants like chard or any other kind of greens, try to limit, unless you're totally removing the plant, try to limit how much you take at a time, because you don't want to put the plant into shock. Leafy greens like chard recover pretty good, but still, if you don't have to hurt them, why do it? I mean, who's really winning in the long run? Not you or the plant? Nobody, right? Nobody. So in that little area right here, here's our rainbow chard. So what we're going to do is, we're going to take this, we're going to make our way over to our table. I can't wait till you guys see the stuff we have on the table. Hold on. So that was fun. So now let's take a few minutes. We're going to come over here and we're going to collect us some ruby red lettuce. I did want to point something out to you guys. We have, I don't know if you see that, another little water puddle right there. That's because we're getting rid of a lot of our winter greens and we're going to replace them with basil, things of that nature. And we have the basil already set up in the house to move out here, but that's another video. But I just wanted to show you its new home. So without any further ado, let's get some of this ruby red lettuce for the house and for storage. Now, many people, not even many people, it is a popular thing to do to just pull you a couple of leaves of lettuce every day from your plant. Try not to over harvest, but I don't like to pull because I try to make the process as easy as possible on the plant. So I don't want to tug and possibly do anything to stress the plant out. And like I said, maybe it's just me, but it's something that I like to do. But it does make me feel better as a person. It does make me feel better as a gardener. And I do believe that we all have a divine connection with these plants, with all living life. And if we take care of it, it benefits all of us. And if we don't, it absolutely destroys everything. And I don't know about you, but I don't want to be a part of that. Here's just our first little handful of ruby red lettuce. We're going to get a bunch more of this, and I'm going to set it on a table, and then I'll be right back. I really can't wait for you guys to see the table. Woo! I had to tell you guys, this table is filling up pretty fast. I'm sure you can look at the garden back here, and you can tell that it's been trimmed, but it doesn't really look that much different. Wait till you guys see this table. But as we continue, it's time for our onion greens, and we've already showed you guys how to harvest these. We showed you how to prepare them, how to save them, different ways that you can store them. But right now, I'm just gonna really trim these guys down because they need it. These guys got hit with the spring bug, and it is on and popping. You notice something? Check this out. You see that? That's how fresh this is. How crazy is that? That's what these things actually look like when they're super fresh. Look at that. And that's all flavor. That's all flavor right there. Man, I love doing this stuff. You guys into it like me? I hope so. I mean, why not? It's awesome. Look at the size of these things, man. And, you know, sometimes ours get to a length to where our guests or our visitors or our viewers might confuse them with leeks, but no, they're not. These are green onions, also known as scallions. And oh man, like I said, you heard me say this a bunch of times. Just look at that. Look at how fresh these are. Oh my, whoo! I mean, it does smell like a fingerful armpit right there, but onions be onions, yo. And we're just gonna cut these really big ones right out the way. We're gonna chop these trees down. That's what we're gonna do. And clear a little land so that the forest can recover. Okay. There we go. So here are our green onions, and you see where I just cut from. They're still. Oh, let me get this guy. He's even telling me he wants to be cut. Look at, he's laying down on a job. Get up. Whew. Look at the freshness of these tips. Now imagine that. Imagine that flavor going right from the garden into your kitchen. Oh, bellissimo! It gets no better than that. My God, you guys got to try this. And this is a little tiny space. This is 2 4x3 trays. That's 24 square feet. That's 24 square feet of gardening. Usually in a normal garden, you'd be able to fit like 24 plants in here. We have just way, way, way more than 24 plants in here. But that's the power of aquaponics gardening. Gonna get these. We're gonna get these on the table. I'll be right back. Granted, it's not an awful lot of it to remove. We do want to get this curly kale out the way because the thicker the kale gets, the less tastier it is. And I really like to keep the leaves down to about this size, about medium size. So let's get to trimming the little kale. And what we're going to do is we're going to start at those bottom leaves. We're going to get those out the way. because those are the ones that are more susceptible to aphids or any other type of bugs, because they're out of the sunlight and they're hidden. And it's really easy for us to lose attention to what's going on with those guys when they're down there. So let's get those cleaned up right out of the way. This should only take a few minutes. You guys with me? Not even a few minutes, a few more seconds. Let's go. Once again, I'm using my scissors because I want to make this as less stressful on a plant as possible. I really do dig these guys, man. I want to take care of them in the same way that they take care of us. Now, I know, curly kale, not the most popular of our greens, but it's so fully packed, just so nutrient packed and rich. I would actually recommend like a half a cup of this, maybe a few days out of the week, but always try to get a half a cup of fresh greens in your diet every single day. You need that vitamin B to get your body, that B foliate in your body to get it up and going. Google for more information. Before you make any serious changes to your diet or to your health, please consult your physician, all right? Doctors are there for a reason. Let's get this kale on the table. We're almost done. When I tell you guys that this table is nuts, this table is nuts. Now, believe you me, we still have some heads of cabbage that are on and popping out here. But seeing that we are going, just jumping headfirst in the spring, these guys are starting to grow at a tremendous rate, drinking a lot of water. So I do think it is time that we harvest them. And today we're going to be harvesting one head of cabbage from our aquaponics garden and two smaller heads of cabbage from our hydroponic tray garden. So let's go ahead. I already identified where the stem is on here, so give that a snap. Let's set our loppers down real quick. Here's head of cabbage number one. We're gonna get this cleaned up and we're gonna put it on the table. Let's go take a look at our other two heads of cabbage, the ones that are in the hydroponics tray. Hold on one second. These guys are gonna be a little easier to remove. We have one here, we have one here. We have a third one here. I'm leaving it there though because that thing is like aphid central, and as long as the aphids are busy on that, they're not messing with these two. We'll go ahead and give that a snap. Boom. Here's one head. Let's walk around to the other side. Here we go. Here you go, guys. And here's the other head. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a few minutes. I'm actually going to remove those outer leaves on the cabbage, and then guess what we're going to do? You got it. It's going to go right on the table. Oh man, is that it? Yeah. You guys can actually see a little bit of the table there. Let me block it. I don't want you to see it yet. Well, woo! I got to tell you guys, that took a little bit more time than I thought because I assume, you never assume, and make a bleep out of you and not me, but this time I made one out of me. I assume because it is such a small space, it's only 4 by 3 feet and 4 by 3 feet, that a quick harvest is actually going to beat out a quick harvest. But the table I'm about to show you is a 3 by 3 foot table, so 9 square feet. All right, this is a little bit smaller than, these are 12 square feet a piece, so the table is a little bit smaller than one of these grow beds. And yeah, let me just let you see it for yourself. And also I want to, before we even do that, I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me. Thank you guys for just even taking your time to spend time with me. Please don't forget to check out our sponsors, C Agri, C90 Plus, pardon me. Don't forget Blue Free Optical. Don't forget True Aquaponics. You guys see what this garden looks like. When I show you what these vegetables look like, you're going to see why I always recommend C90 Plus, the C Agri products, as well as True Aquaponics, because they've never failed me, and they are the reasons why my plants look so good and grow so robust and are so delicious. So without any further ado, give me a second. Let's go take a look at this table. Well, we've done a really good cleaning, chipping away at the top, clearing away at the canopy of our beautiful aquaponic garden. But you still see is packed with nice, oh, there's the end of our collard plant. This is going to be removed. We have 2 more plants that actually cut all the way down. They're going to be removed as well. But we have so much more room for activities for new plants to grow up here. And let's see what we actually have. Yeah, this guy's seen better days. And I did save this. I want you guys to see this discoloration on it. And here's your quiz. Tell me what could cause that to happen to your plant, and how can I prevent it? I know the answer, but I want to see if you do. Let's go take a look at the table. Now, I told you, I kid you not. 3 by 3 foot, 9 square feet, and this is the harvest from here, there, and here. All still growing robustly. all gardens functioning well. Look at the harvest. Look at our beautiful, little delicious heads. I said little. Well, our heads of cabbage. Like I said, we actually had 3 of them. We have our ruby red lettuce. We have our rainbow chard. We have our Swiss chard. We have our delicious, robust green onions. We have our curly kale. We have our collard greens. We have our other greens in the back. And this table is full. But we are like 90 degrees out here, guys. So I don't want to take up too much of your time. Plus, I got to get these guys in the refrigerator because they do need cooling to be stored. I hope you guys enjoyed the videos, man. I hope you enjoyed the harvest. Mostly when I wasn't talking and just talking your ears off. I hope you enjoyed the peace and serenity that a garden can bring you. Because that's one thing. You know what? You think everything in the world can take everything away from you and give you all the stresses in the world. But the one thing it can't take away from you is the serenity that a garden gives you. So without any further ado, please remember that, guys. Don't let anyone take away your peace or your state of mind. Plant that first seed, and together we'll grow. Peace and blessings, my friends. Take it easy.